Okay, we're going to evaluate products, but before we do, I want to review. And what I'm going to do is show you the 3 steps here, put it all together into 3 steps and how we do it. But first, everybody remember rule number 1? Never ever believe anything on the front of any product, ever. Always read the nutrition facts label, and here's what we do. Step 1, check the calories from fat against the calories. Step 2, check the sodium against the calories. Step 3, read the ingredient list. What you want to look for is no bad fats. Make sure the sugars are way down the list and limited, and make sure it's whole grain. Everybody got it? Okay, everybody look up here. This is a picture of a label, and we're going to go over it. And they all look something like this in the United States. They're all standardized. And they're all called the same thing, which is nutrition facts. That's actually the first lie on the label right there, because as you'll see, there's not a lot of facts. Okay, anyway, next it says serving size, 11 crackers. In parentheses, it says 30 grams. The 30 grams is the weight of the 11 crackers. Now, it's important to know serving size. Serving sizes have pretty much been standardized, but you have to know this because these numbers are per serving. So if you eat 22 crackers, what happens to these numbers? You have to double them. So you have to know what a serving is. Now, right underneath it, it says servings per container about 6. And that's also very important. You have to know how many servings are in a whole container, just in case you eat the whole container. That's correct. You still have to do the math. Okay, let's keep going. Underneath it, we see calories. That's very important. That's one of the things we're going to look for. Right next to it is calories from fat. That's also important. We're going to look for that. Now, underneath calories, it says total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, poly, and mono fat. Those are very important. We're going to learn all about them in the fat lecture. However, on a label, do not ever look at them, ever. These are all put here in a way and listed in a way that's misleading and deceptive. So do not ever look at those again, ever, under any circumstance. The only thing you want to look at is calories, calories from fat, and sodium in milligrams. We're not counting carbs, we're going to look at the ingredients. We're not counting sugars, we're going to look in the ingredients. If it's whole grain, it will have the fiber it needs. And as you're learning, if you're getting in enough calories and eating the right foods, you don't ever have to worry about protein. And you see all these numbers down here and percentages and columns and all that? That would take me about 30 minutes to explain to you where they got all of that, and then I have to tell you it's worthless. Do you want the explanation? No. You see these percentages here? These are actually based on all of this, which makes these percentages worthless. Now, what's interesting is if you go to the FDA website and you look for their guide on how to read a label, what they tell you is they've made the food label simple and easy for you. And there's a very simple and easy way to analyze any product. And they say all you have to do is look at these numbers here, these percentages, and that's the simplest, easiest way to analyze a label. I just told you they're worthless. Why the discrepancy? Well, let's see. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a product, and I'll just use this as an example, and let's compare, okay? Let's say you went to the grocery store, and you bought this, and that's the label, all right? So what we're going to do is analyze it. So what I want everybody to do is look up here, and I want you to find a number. And don't yell anything out yet, okay? Wait till I ask. Give everybody a chance. What I want you to do is find a number that's in bold and describes fat. Notice not everything is in bold. Notice not everything is a number. And not everything is describing fat. So make sure you have a number. Make sure it's in bold. Make sure it describes fat. Does everybody have a number? What number? 7%. And there's no accident that you all have the same number because that's what you're drawn to because it's in bold. So let's say that was this product. You go to the grocery store, you pick it up, you use their system, you turn it over, you see total fat, 7%. Does that sound high fat or low fat? So you put it in a cart and away you go. You think it's good, right? But I said that system's worthless. So let's use my system. It's got 130 calories, 20%. I'll allow up to 20%, which is 26. Okay, for sodium, I'll allow it to be up to the calories. How much is that? 130. How many calories from fat do you see on the label? 40. That makes it 31% fat. Is the 7% helpful? Would you like me to take 30 minutes to explain to you where they got the 7%? No, it's worthless. Okay, how are we doing on sodium? Ooh. So it's got 50% more fat and 3 times the sodium. Do we need to go any further? No. Rejected. Now, does anybody want to guess what product this is that we just analyzed? And I'll give you a hint. Ritz crackers? Organic crackers? How about these? The ones that said, hey, read my label. The ones that said baked crackers made with organic wheat flour. The ones that said all natural, no hydrogenated, and no artificial. Remember rule number 1? Don't believe anything, ever.